All right, well, hello and welcome back. And look, this time I'm actually on the screen. Unlike the last time when I thought I was on the screen and wasn't. So, this is our second time going through a starter zone, and today's starter zone is the dwarf starter zone. Once again, I am making a female hunter. She's randomized. At least this time, I decided to keep randomizing until I got a name that I could actually pronounce, mostly. I think I'm just going to be calling her Mabel or Mabiel. Yeah. Warcraft names, especially when you randomize them, are a pain in the rear end. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go see what the dwarf starter zone is like. And I'm going to show you a couple little things that if you're new players, you might not think to do, like the auto loot. I found out recently that some people don't even know that auto loot is a thing that you can do. And trust me, it makes your life so much easier. So we'll just go through a couple little things once we jump in and see the dwarf starter zone. So we are definitely going to start in Coldridge Valley. And here we go. Well, maybe here we go.
Great change has come to the enduring halls of Ironforge. Obsessed with the workings of the Titans, the dwarves retrieved their creator's mystical tablets from the fabled city of Ulduar. Activating one such tablet, King Magni Bronzebeard fell prey to a terrible curse that fused his statue-like form into the diamond heart of Ironforge itself. To compound this tragedy, Magni's estranged daughter Moira arrived, claiming her father's throne for herself and for her infant Dark Iron son. To avert civil war, the dwarves created the Council of Three Hammers, an uneasy coalition that would share power equally amongst the clans. Now, with political upheaval rising within the kingdom and the great cataclysm ravaging the surrounding lands, the future of Ironforge falls to brave dwarves like you.
All right, and look, I even remembered to put myself back on the screen. So, when you first make a character, something that you might want to do is just go ahead and go into your options. All right. First thing you're going to do is this auto loot right here. Go ahead and check that because that is something that you really do want. Now, something I always used to do, I don't know if you really have to all the time, but I usually go through and pop all of my action bars on. They just make things a lot easier, and let's go ahead and do that. And then we go ahead and make sure that our add-ons are on there. And that should be about it for there. And then also, we're going to go into edit mode. This is a new thing that they just put in. And I don't want to mess with it too much, but I do want to just go back to the classic. It's easier for me. I'm old-fashioned. So we're going to do that. And there we go. So let's go ahead and see how the dwarf starter zone starts. It looks like the dwarves have a little more contentious of a history than the the humans. Oh, also, if the music is too loud, like I think it might be right here, again, we're going to go into options. We're going to go into audio, and we're going to just turn the music down a little bit. There we go. That's actually looking a lot better. And then return to game. Now let's see what he says. Hold the line. Hey you there, you're a stout-looking hunter. Lend us a hand? Looks like today's big earthquake shook a bunch of those barbarous trogs out of the ground. And they are sure steamed about something. My men are doing what they can to hold them off, but we could use a hand. Do your part, head to the south, and help dig me mountaineers out of trouble. We've got to hold the line. Awesome. I can totally do that. So, we're gonna go kill some trogs. Yay! Also, if you look up in the corner, your mini-map will show you where you need to go. It will be highlighted and you will see. And these days, you also get this spiffy little exclamation mark on an enemy if it is something that you need to worry about killing. So we're just going to go back to doing this whole steady shot thing. There we go. We killed something. Yay! I think we're going to start shooting from much farther away. That gives us a little bit more time to react. And there we go. Just got to kill 6 more of these. I think we can do it. Oh, out of range, that's alright. Once we are in range, we will shoot. Shoot again. I always feel like the very beginning is so slow. Steady shot is like the slowest thing on Earth. In fact, once my characters are higher level, I don't even think I use steady shot, which might be a mistake, but you know what? Life goes on. So yeah, the other thing I did was I switched to a different realm that is a much less populated one for doing these videos. Not that I don't love Moonguard, which is my main realm, but I feel like it'll be a little bit less populated and a whole lot easier to not have anybody possibly think that I'm there to maybe do an RP scene with. So we just went to a much less populated realm. Alright, impressive work. We can hold the perimeter from here. Take this for your troubles. Alright, we gained a level. And we got some bracers. Alright. Alright, Mabel. Listen up. I know a thing or two about trogs, and one of those things is that the biggest, strongest ones get the most respect. These brutes value strength over anything else. You see those great big trogs sitting back behind the front lines? They're the closest thing that they have to what you'd call a leader. Take out a few of them, show them what it means to mess with the Sons of Ironforge. Gotcha. We can do this. Kill big trogs. Oh, and we've got another quest here.
How are ya?
This one says, listen, unlike Joran, I have no need for your blade, but I do need someone with a steady hand. Our mountaineers are trained to protect the village from the odd wolf attack, not trogs. Many of our best have succumbed to wounds. So take my first aid kit and assist as many as you can. So we're going to be healing the wounded again. As you can see, a lot of these quests are going to be similar. But this time we actually have to bandage this guy by clicking on the bandages. So we will go help a few of the wounded. And we are going to see if we can maybe take out a trog or two. Is he out of range still? Goodness. There we go. And that's one down. Awesome. Now another little tidbit is if something is in range, your number keys there will have it in white. This guy is actually in range. Let me see. If I click on one that's out of range, you can actually see that the number keys are in red. So if you just keep an eye down there, you can go ahead and get to the very edge of your range, which usually gives you a little bit more leeway. So the dwarves are kind of fun. I usually don't play a dwarf character just because, for whatever reason, I don't love being short in game. Probably because I am super short in real life. That's probably the reason.
Welcome.
But they are one of the original races in World of Warcraft. In fact, the dwarves were, I think, the very first thing that you see in the very first World of Warcraft trailer. Is the first thing you see is a dwarf hunter and his bear pet. So they're kind of iconic. Alright, we bandaged. This guy says, they blame us for destroying their home? That wasn't us. That was the earthquake we had earlier. Are they that dense that they can't see that we've almost lost our camp too? Can't blame a Trogg for fighting for his home, though. Alright. And now he says, we appreciate your help out there, but there may be a place where they need you even more. Due to the attacks, not to mention the earthquake we just had, we're putting all the civilians on lockdown inside Anvilmar, just up the hill. Go talk to my wife inside Anvilmar. I'm sure she is in need of someone just like you. I will totally do that. Also, let's go ahead and put on our gear. That is something I always try to do, is go ahead and just put on whatever gear you get. So off we go to go and meet this man's wife. I do love Dwarven architecture. It's not my favorite in the game, but I think it's my second. Close second, definitely. I think that's just the whole loving the whole underground and warm and cozy aesthetic. Alright, we found her. She says, what do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Go bother someone else. What's that you say? Joran sent you to help. Why didn't you say so? Well, because you didn't ask. Alright, she wants to know how anyone expects to get any work if we don't have any beer. Our beer level is dangerously low. Lucky for us, we have some backup kegs for just such an occasion west of Anvilmar. Along the valley's northern border, we will find some kegs of Stormhammer Stout and Theramore Pale Ale. Just to the east, there's a stash of Gnomebrau. That's my favorite. So definitely, in keeping with the dwarven stereotype, she wants beer.
Here there.
And this guy says, Mabel, me beautiful flower, are you into archaeology? We have an exciting opportunity right outside. All the shaking has knocked some artifacts loose from the soil. Survey along the valley's northern border, and you should find all sorts of treasures. Bring some back, and we can study them together. Now, see, that's way more my speed. Artifacts? Yes, please. Beer? Not really my thing. I'm not the world's biggest drinker. And if you look around here, you can just see a little bit more in the Dwarven architecture range. I do love all of the dwarf halls and everything. So even though I don't play dwarves often, most of my exploration and the things that I claim as my houses, since World of Warcraft still hasn't seen fit to give us housing, tend to be in dwarf zones. Alright, we have got an artifact. Nice. And a keg of Gnomebrau. Gnomebrau? Good question. Is that Gnomebrau or Gnomebrau? Got another artifact. And again, back in the day, these things would be so much harder to find because they wouldn't have this nice glow around them. Or even a nifty outline on your mini-map. It's kind of funny. and I've told this story probably too many times while playing World of Warcraft on stream and on videos, but when I first started playing World of Warcraft, I played it for a couple hours. My very first character that I made was I do believe it was a rogue, because I loved the whole archetype behind being sneaky and everything. And it was a night elf, because I thought the night elves were so cool looking. I still do. But the game confused me so much. And I don't think that I'm stupid, but the game definitely had me turned around sideways. I had never played anything like it. I was playing on my friend's account. She was like, just try it out, and if you like it, then you can, get your own account. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Well, I hated it. I couldn't find where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. It was kind of terrible. And I gave up. And for the next several years, and that was probably within the very first month that WoW launched, way back in 2004. And I did not pick up the game again until partway through the Burning Crusade. And then when I picked it up, I had a lot of fun, but that was because they had put some of the quality of life changes in. Compared to nowadays, still not nearly as many as we have now, but they had put some of those quality of life changes in that made the game a lot more fun. Alright. Hello, sir. We have your artifacts. He says, wonderful. This one must be over 200 years old. Now, on to other matters. What else would you like? Oh, we need some priceless Rockjaw artifacts. He says the Trogg village to the southwest suffered similar damage to ours. One would assume, logically, that there would be Trogg artifacts sticking out of the ground too. Unfortunately, it looks like most of them have already, been scooped up by scavengers. Please go see if you can find some way to get them back. Believe it or not, knowledge of the Troggs may eventually lead to further knowledge about the dwarves. Gotcha. We can go do that. Totally. And here is your beer, milady. And she says, that hits the spot. Now we can get some work done around here. Do you have another quest for me? Yes! She says if we are going to be on lockdown, we are going to need food and blankets to keep the wee ones warm. Would you mind heading outside and gathering supplies? You'll find a few of the small boars actually have some good-sized haunches. Quite good for eating. We'll also need some pelts from wolves. Alright, I can do that. But the most important question, did we get any new gear? Not really. Alright, well, off we go then. To get Trogg artifacts, some boar haunches, and some raggedy wolf hides. They're selling themselves short. I think we could get some big bears. And, well, not bears, big boars. And maybe even some big wolves. Unfortunately, I can't tame any of these yet. But that'll come eventually. It's also funny. Every time... we're going to have to kill these guys to get their artifacts. Every time I play World of Warcraft, and I've tried almost every... Well, I've tried every class. And I usually end up playing a hunter. And that might be stereotypical, I don't know. But it is the class that I just feel most comfortable in. Now, the class that most people see me playing, at least my main character on the videos, is Beryl, and she is a rogue. And I do love her dearly. I just can't play her worth a darn. Like, she's a lot of fun to roleplay. She has a great story. But to actually play the class the way you're supposed to, I don't do a good job with her. Which is sad. Because it's definitely... Again, it was the class that I wanted to play when I very first started playing World of Warcraft. I just quickly discovered that I'm not good at it. But Hunter now, I do pretty good at. I can play a little bit of mage, not too bad with mages. I have several priests, although I don't like being a healer. I don't know. I guess my comfort level is definitely with Hunter. There are a couple classes as well that I have only played just enough of to know that I don't vibe with the class. And that's stuff like, never actually been able to get into Shaman. It's just not my thing. Warrior, I like the aesthetic behind them. I just can't seem to figure out how to play that class. So yeah, Hunter is my go-to. They just make me happy. And I almost just wandered off into the great unknown, even though I had done everything I needed to do. Alright, I'm gonna pause this for a second, and we will join Mabel back in the hut. Alright, here we are. I decided you probably don't need to see every second of this leveling. Oh, nice! We actually got a chest guard with that one. Very nice. No other quests from him. Let's see if, since we're giving her some pork chops and a bunch of wolf hides, says this'll have to do for now. We have a lot of people to feed here, but, you know, hopefully King Bronzebeard will send us some supplies. Alright, Whitebeard needs ya. You've done us a great service here, but I'm afraid I've got to send you elsewhere. Grelin Whitebeard, a good friend of mine, has put in word that he might need some reinforcements near the troll camps. Follow the road, you should find him soon enough. Be well. Trogs may be a pain, but trolls, they're a whole nother type of trouble. Alright, well, I'm going to go find this Whitebeard. And there he is up ahead. And look at that! We hit level 5 just like that, and we can tame a pet, which I think we are going to do before we turn in this quest. And I think we're going to go with a nice raggedy wolf. So, let me just get to the actual tame pet. It's that one. There we go. Tame that beast. You have to let them chew on you just a little bit while you're taming them. They got to get a taste for you, but there we go. Awesome. Now we have a pet. This is probably the last quest of this zone, and he says, "Welcome, Hunter. Are you ready to get to work?" Of course I am. The trolls are acting up, more than usual, I'd say. We've seen them put together war parties before, but this time it's different. What matters most, however, is the protection of Anvilmar. I have no intention to let these trolls flank Anvilmar while its attention is turned towards the Trogs. Go thin their ranks out a bit. They need to know that we are still not without defenses. And I see another couple of quests, so definitely already more than the human starter zone had. I am bad at reading troll facial expressions. That being said, these trolls don't look angry. They seem confused, maybe frightened. Something happened that we're not seeing here. I'd say we do some investigating before we kill every troll. There are some camps in the area, one to the southwest, one to the southeast, and one due west. Each one has a soothsayer. See if you can get close enough and listen to what they're saying. Alright. We're going to do some spying, and here is a gnome. And he says, I was on my way to join my fellow gnomes at Gnomergon. Then it went wrong. I left Anvilmar, bags packed, wading through waist-deep snow. Then we had this ridiculous earthquake. And I got all turned around and ended up here. And what's worse, the trolls stole all my stuff. Mabel, I've obviously proven myself to be incompetent over the last day and a half. Would you mind infiltrating the troll camps and returning my stuff? Sure, Felix. I can totally do that. Alright, well, once I do that, we will turn these quests in. But I'm going to pause so this video isn't too long, and we will just rejoin her when I get this done. Alright, we completed our quests. We just got to turn them in and see what our next assignment is. Felix, here is your stuff.
Alrighty then.
He says, once I get my tools, I am out of here. Huzzah, you found them! Get ready, women of Gnomeregan. Here comes Felix. Warning, women of Gnomeregan. Here comes Felix. Now, which road takes me out of here?
Alrighty then.
We will turn this into Whitebeard. Oh, he's going to give us a musket. Nice. Hopefully this did the trick. Anvilmar will be safe from the trolls for now. Now, find out what it is that the trolls are so agitated about. Let's get our new gun out. Definitely. And over here to Apprentice Soren. He says, from what you're saying, it sounds like a fire elemental might have snuck in from Searing Gorge, or the earthquake opened up a crack to the elemental plane. Either way, this is bad news. You should probably report this to Grelin. Well, we can probably do that, and we leveled up again.
Great to meet you.
Soren did well to send you out on recon. That's some good information you've got there. Trouble is it just adds more work for us. The trolls, confused as they are, would still like to kick the dwarves right out of Cold Ridge. And I am certainly not going to let some fiery demon turn our snowy valley into a lake. The leader, his servants, and the fire creature should all be in the cave to the southeast. Take them out. Alright. Sounds like this is our big thing. Let's go there and see what's up. Alright, here is the cave. Now, if you ever get lost and start wandering around because your mini-map is pointing you in one direction and you can't see an entrance there, open up your main map and it will usually have everything marked. Just a cute little FYI, because sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. Now, we have to kill Gerkner the Cold, kill one wayward fire elemental, kill 3 Frostbane novices, and 6 Frostbane blades. So let's start with this Frostbane blade here. I do hate cave stuff. Being underground in World of Warcraft, I usually end up getting lost. I'm better than I used to be. Not that that's saying much. Alright, there we go. That's 3. We'll take out that one. What do you mean target's not in line of sight? I can see it. And we'll take out that one. Come on, Wolfie. We need you to actually get just a little bit better. We only need 1 more of these blades. There we go. And look at that. We've already made 34 silver, too. Good job, us. And as you can see, what you need to kill is going to actually be lit up like a glow stick. Makes it a lot easier. Ow, he hit us with a frostbolt. How rude. But you know what? He's got some money, which is always nice. Take out that one. Wolfie, we need you to move much faster, my love. Got that one. And hopefully we will see 1 more before we go and attempt to take out this fire elemental. There's 1. Thankfully they're just hitting us with weak frost bolts. Alright, looks like we're gonna need to go down, and you know what? I am too impatient. I am gonna jump. And we still need to go down. I definitely see talking, so let's see if I can actually find the way into the central cave. Told you I'm bad underground. Alright, we have one wayward fire elemental down here. Let's see if we can deal with him. There we go. Our wolf is keeping him distracted, mostly. And there is Gurkner the Cold. So what I'm going to do is back up right until I am at the edge of my range. That should work. Gives us a little bit more time to react. We can pull off a couple of steady shots. And there we go. And there we go. We have it. Alright. Next, we just need to get back and turn this in. Alright, I made it out. Getting out is usually easier than finding the middle of the cave. Let's see what old Grelin Whitebeard has to say. I am glad you returned safely. Well, it might not look like it now. You have proven to be a tremendous asset. Here, take these as a symbol of my gratitude. Thank you. And now he says, the presence of a fire elemental in Coldridge is no small matter. That earthquake did more than just upset some trogs. It changed the world enough to tear a gash into the elemental plane. We should send a report to Ironforge. You wouldn't be willing to take a trip, would you? Don't worry, I got a feeling you will do just fine. Talk to Hans Springsprocket by the tunnel, and he will point you in the right direction. Alright, let's go find Hans. And there is Hans. Hello, Hans. Ah, it's another gnome. Well, what do you have for me?
Good day to you.
To Ironforge? Well, first you need to go through Keranos, and before that, you'll have to get through the tunnel. Did you see that? How the whole cave crumbled? Well, I guess it's good you got here when you did and not a minute earlier. Well, this makes my job of monitoring the cave entrance much easier. It's going to make it much harder for you to get to Keranos. Hey, wait! Got an idea? The Nomergon airmen have a flight path not far from here. I'll send up a signal and they should be able to help. Now we have to report to Milo near Anvilmar.
Very well, then.
Alright, here we go. As you can see, this is already longer than the human starting zone. I don't think that they changed... They changed the dwarf starting area with the Cataclysm, but not as much as it feels like the human starter zone got changed. I remember the human starter zone used to be a lot longer than this one. What's up, Milo? Alright, you set up a distress signal? I guess I did.
Very good.
The weight limit on my gyro is such that I only have enough room for one dwarf, and it looks like you're in luck. That dwarf woman told me that most of your personal belongings have been moved inside Anvilmar. Please gather what you need, finish up any affairs that remain, and return to me when you are ready for takeoff.
Off and
And
away.
he gonna give us another bag, so let's go gather what we need. Let's also probably sell some stuff, because I think this is about it. So as always, thank you so much for watching. We will get Mabel out of this area, do this final quest, and then the next time I see you, we'll be checking out a nice gnome hunter. So it looks like we need some beer, we need some meat, leftover boar meat, and... oh, she also would like to... Are you leaving? Make sure you stock up. And more importantly, please speak to Tharnik Blackstone once you get to Keranos. Tell him what has happened here in Coldridge and that we could use some assistance. Hopefully he will be able to arrange something.
Watch your back.
So now we have a who to report to, but I think we need maybe some raggedy wolf furs. Looks like we need one more thing here, and I am not seeing it because I'm blind, obviously, so it might be downstairs. Go down here, and we are just going to keep looking until we find something that looks like it might be glowing, or maybe not. Maybe that was it. Nope, we do need a ragged wolf hide cloak. So I'm going to wander around like an idiot trying to figure out where this cloak is at. It should be right over here somewhere. If I were a ragged wolf hide cloak, where would I be? That's a good question. We're just going to keep looking for a few minutes until maybe I find it. Alright, I feel dumb. It was in this box right here. There we go. We got a nice raggedy wolf hide cloak. So we can go. It looks like we have everything gathered. And we will be off to Keranos. We get to take our very first gyrocopter ride. I think back in the day you used to have to traverse the tunnel, but you know what? That's okay.
Alrighty then.
Took you long enough. Hang on tight. Take a good hard look. Chances are you won't be coming back here for quite some time.
Very well then.
And we're off. This thing on? Hello? Ah, you there. Hello. I figured that while you're flying, I would give you some data about what's going on outside of the valley. It seems that you Coldridge folks are dreadfully underinformed about the events of the last few days. Nice, we get current events. If you thought you had problems with trolls in Coldridge, wait till you get to Keranos. The big cataclysm got the trolls all stirred up out here. Good to know. And if you look to your left, you'll see the gnomes have retaken Gnomergon. Hooray for us! Well, hooray for the gnomes. We'll find out about their story next time. There's plenty else going on out there. We have opened up the path to the airport. There's rumors of dark irons in the east. And oh, I think there's something weird going on with that dwarf king Magni. You might want to check that out. And here we are. Welcome to Keranos. Watch your step. And that is the dwarf starting experience. So, from Mabel here, and me, and all my cats and all the other creatures, thank you for watching. Next time, we will check out the gnome starting area. Have a good week, or day, or whatever. I'll get a good outro one day. Anyway, hope to see you again, and have a good day.